Hi, today I wanted to give you some of my best pregnancy advice. Now, I'm only doing this for the second time, and so there are some people who are way more experienced and know way more than me, but I just wanted to share a couple things that have really helped me during my pregnancies. And I do want to say that so far my pregnancies have been very different. So with Valentine, which was about 5 years ago, I was 27, 28 years old when I was pregnant with her, and I felt amazing. And since then, I found out that I actually had a hormone deficiency, and so when I got pregnant and was flooded with hormones, for I think the first time in my life, I actually had enough hormones. So I felt good in ways that most women feel really bad when they're pregnant because of all of the extra hormones. I felt so good, it was like I was buzzed my whole pregnancy. So it was a really good pregnancy. I felt awesome. I stopped getting headaches that I normally had. My stomach, which had almost like perpetually hurt, stopped hurting. There were a whole bunch of things that just felt really nice. This time that I've been pregnant, I don't feel that way. I'm having like much more of a textbook pregnancy. It's a little bit different. So all that to say, both pregnancies have been a little bit different, but there are some things that have remained a constant as far as just being helpful to me during this time. The first thing I wanted to share is that I feel so much better if I have enough protein and if I have enough water. So if I'm ever feeling bad, I feel like if I just like throw protein and water at that problem, most of the time I start to feel better. I need to drink so much more water than I normally do in order to feel okay, to not get dehydrated, and to not get headaches, all of that. And this was especially helpful during my first trimester, but I've noticed it a lot during the second trimester as well. It was the same with my first pregnancy. So I just keep a water bottle with me all times, and I know that I'm not trying to get like a certain amount of water. I just try to drink water whenever I'm thirsty. If I don't have water with me and I get thirsty, I try to prioritize getting to some water and drinking as much as I can. And this really helps me. And protein is another thing. There are some experts who advise pregnant women getting like close to 80 grams of protein a day, which is insane. But honestly, the more protein I eat, the better I feel. So I actually don't crave protein hardly at all. I crave, honestly, like fruits and vegetables is what sounds really good to me. And so it's kind of hard for me to get enough protein, but I've noticed that if I do prioritize eating chicken or beans or eggs or whatever that source is, that I feel so much better. And this is especially important in the morning. So if I can wake up and get like a really good serving of protein in me first thing in the morning, I feel less hungry during the day. I feel more energized. I just feel better. I don't think about food as much because I feel like I've given my body what it needs. And this is also incredibly healthy for the baby to have these really like rich protein sources. So depending on like how you get your protein, just make sure you're getting a lot of it. Honestly, another easy way for me to get protein is through smoothies, because I can just stick in like a ton of almond milk or peanut butter or things like that you can just down a whole bunch of protein all at once and not really think about it. One more thing too, when I had morning sickness during the first trimester, protein was something that just helped a lot. And so I usually didn't feel like protein, so sometimes I just didn't eat it, and I feel like I really paid for it whenever I didn't choose to do that. So protein and water are super important. The second thing that has helped so much is exercise. And when I say exercise, I mean something like very low key. So I know there are lots of pregnant women who work so hard and stay so strong throughout their pregnancy. I have really struggled to exercise. But so when I say exercise, I mean like basically being active, like go for a walk or do yoga or something like that. I exercised almost none during my first trimester. I felt so bad. I was really, really busy and overcommitted, and it just didn't happen. And when my life started to slow down and I was still feeling really bad during my second trimester, I decided to try to exercise a little bit more, and almost instantly I felt better. I had more energy. I stopped taking naps in the middle of the afternoon, even though I had the time. Like, it was amazing. So I highly recommend just finding some way to be active. It will make you feel so much better. The third thing is to listen to your body. I really feel like your body is telling you what you need all the time. And if you can quiet yourself and try to find out what it's asking for, it is really helpful. And that sounds so like ambiguous, but that's the only way I know how to say it. So if you feel tired, find a way to rest. If you're hungry, eat something. If you're thirsty, drink something. If you're really stressed out, stop and find out what it is that's stressing you out and process through that and get to a place of peace. And even other things, like if there are little aches and pains or things that concern you about the pregnancy, voice those to your doctor or midwife and talk about them. Like, you're not dumb for feeling those things. You're the only one who knows what's happening in your body, really, and listen to it. And so this is, I feel like, helped me out so much mentally and physically, emotionally, and spiritually during pregnancy, to just kind of tune in to what my body's saying. If it's, whether it's nutrition, like sometimes you just crave strawberries for days and days in a row, and you probably have a vitamin deficiency that needs to be fixed, and that's why your body is telling you to eat those. And then if you are tired all the time, you need to rest. Your body is doing so much more. It's making a new human. So give it some rest. Give your body rest. That's what it needs in order to, accomplish the things that your body needs to do. And I think, especially with stress and worry, this is important. If you're really scared of labor and delivery, or of being a mom, or if there's something about your pregnancy that's worrying you, like, stop and think about those things. Give yourself the time and the space to really take care of yourself and answer the questions that your mind is giving you. I think it's been really important for me to connect with the baby. So, with Valentine, this was really easy to do. It was my first child. I felt a really instant and deep connection to the child, that I was growing inside of me. And, but honestly, this time around, this was really challenging because I had 3 miscarriages. I'd been at this place before where I was carrying a baby and the baby had died. And so it was really scary to connect with the baby, and I didn't at first. I could tell that I was like waiting to see what would happen. And, I don't judge myself for that. That's just the way I did it. But it got to a point where I thought, I haven't really been connecting with this baby, this person, this child. And so I started to make a more concerted effort to do that. And there's lots of different ways you can do it. Personally, I do this through prayer by thanking God for the baby whenever I think about it, or just thinking about the baby during the day and thinking that, there's this real person with a soul inside of me who's different than the child I already have, that's different from anyone else that I know and is important. And just, wondering and planning and dreaming about who this child is going to be. I have a really good prenatal yoga video that actually is really helpful for connecting with the baby in kind of a more physical and emotional way. So it's just whatever I can think of to connect with the baby has helped me, has brought a lot of joy to the pregnancy and a lot of peace and excitement, and it's one of my favorite parts of pregnancy. This is a really short tip, but it's been a game changer for me. When you sleep, put a pillow between your knees. It's instantly makes you feel better and sleep better. So I think it just alleviates a lot of pressure on your lower back. And this doesn't work for everyone, but I heard it somewhere, and oh my gosh, it made me so much more comfortable at night.